Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Thanks for coming in tonight. Get my little microphone on there. Hope you're all doing well. We are going to continue making little improv blocks for the Splendid Sampler quilt along. This is going to be for the back of my quilt. I am reusing all of my extra fabric from the front of the quilt to make the back. So we're having fun doing that, working through all my scraps. We're going to do that again today and probably a little next week. Today will be my last day this week. I'll be flying around tomorrow, so I won't be here. So thanks again, guys, for coming in. I'm going to flip you around. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. You can find me at penguinandfish.com and Penguin and Fish everywhere else as well. Thanks again for coming in. I will flip you around and let's get sewing tonight. Okay, I'm going to try and be super speedy on this tonight, so let's see how we do. Here's the ones that we did yesterday. We finished this cute little one with the Splendid Sampler logo in it, and we actually just did this piece, and then we added it to a piece we already had that happened to be like the exact same size, so that worked out swell. And then we made two pieces. I cut out of the label that you can get at thesplendidsampler.com. Out of the label, I cut out just the column of names. There's another column too, and then I sewed it to some more pieces like that. So let's make some more. So here's what I have left for scraps. So not too much anymore. So I'm just going to grab, let's take this guy on top. I'm going to grab one, and then I'm going to grab another. So here we go, two scraps. So first thing I'm going to do is cut them so they're kind of rectangular or square. So I could do a really tall one here, or I could do kind of a smaller one this way, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to use a ruler. We're just going like this. Just a nice smooth hand forward. Oh yeah, I was going to change the blade and I didn't. Yeah, well. Another day without a new blade. There we go. And that side looks decent. And here's this side. Hi, Libby. All right. Missed tiny little hair. So what's happening there is only one tiny strand of thread in this fabric is not being cut, and that's because I have a nick somewhere along the edge of this thing, and as it goes over the nick, it's like skipping a thread. So that's why I know I need a new blade. All right, this one's rectangular enough. Let's trim this one up too. This is a little nick that goes in about there. So we'll go up like that. And those sides are pretty good. Let's do this side. All right. So here are our two pieces. Hey, Rosalie. So what we're doing with our two pieces is we need to put them together somehow. So like this, for example. But the problem is this piece is obviously too short for this piece. So we're going to balance it out with another piece of fabric. And the balancing out fabric, I'm treating the same on every single little grouping. So my balancing out fabric is this dark blue that I've been using. So I have tons of this fabric, so that's why I'm kind of using this fabric. Let's see, this is about wide enough, it looks like. Yeah, so let's just trim a piece that's about tall enough. Let's go about right there. Let's get this taller first. How tall did I say? I'm going to trim the bottom, and then I'll need it about here. So let's cut this way up to about there, and I'll trim it across that line. Alright, hopefully that will do. Plenty. And let's trim these other edges too. So they're more square and cleaner. Okay, hopefully that's, yeah. I was thinking, hopefully that's still wide enough. So I'm gonna sew these two together, and then we'll have a piece that's long enough to sew to our other piece. So let's do that, and then we will just keep making a bunch of these little trios, these little pieces of 3 fabrics. I think we'll do that kind of until we're just about done with the with my scraps. I mean, not all tonight, but in general, because then I will lay them out and we'll assemble them into bigger kind of groupings. I might do that a little earlier before I'm done with all the scraps. Maybe I'll do that. Well, I get back on Monday, so I'm leaving for my trip tomorrow, and I'll get back Monday. But I probably won't have much time to prep anything. So I'm gonna flip it so that the seam allowance is going to the dark blue. So I probably won't be able to lay things out and see what they start to look like on Monday, but maybe Tuesday or next week sometime I'll lay them out and maybe we can start making some bigger pieces. That would be kind of nice. Some bigger chunks where we have lots of chunks upon other chunks. All right, I'm going to even out this piece. This could probably use some evening out too, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But I think we'll just deal with that side. I think it'll be fine. There we go. You know, actually, we could probably go this way too if we wanted. Why don't we do that? This piece isn't quite square either. Let's go like that. Alrighty. Then we'll trim that piece on the top. We could actually add another tiny piece to this. Just keep evening it out forever and ever, but I'm kind of sticking to these trios. Then we'll start seeing where they go. And we might be able to, well, I don't know. I was going to say we might be able to group this to another piece tonight, but I need to decide how I want the back of my quilt, because I'm definitely not going to have enough scraps for the entire back. So I need to figure out if I want all my scraps in one big group and then the rest of the quilt is blank, or if I want to like pepper them throughout the quilt a little bit. So I don't want to do too many big sewn together pieces until I've kind of made that decision. So that's why I need to start laying it out when I get back. But I like the idea of taking maybe this blue fabric and that other dark blue fabric that we have and making like big 4 patches or something, big like kind of just 4 squares together, and just make a whole pile of those and then start cutting those and integrating some of these. I think that's kind of interesting. Might be fun to try. You guys spit out lots of good ideas, which is nice. I appreciate it. Makes it easier for me, for sure. All right, there's our first piece for our first grouping for the night. I think that's awfully cute. I love these blues together. All right, let's do another. So I'm gonna grab a piece, and I'm gonna grab another piece. Ooh, let's grab this piece. This is kind of fun. This big white piece. So this is an odd shaped piece. Let's, I can either go long. Yeah, we should do that. I'll go long like that. So let's turn this into a rectangle again. A couple little scraps left for that. Probably be easier. Ooh, look at that little piece hiding out. There we go. All right, and this is the other piece that I grabbed. Ooh, let's add some color. Let's add, maybe we can add both of these. Play around with this a little bit. Now we're getting tiny. This might be a little small, but that's okay. We can do little small improv-y guys too. I just like this little pop of orange, pop of yellow in here. You know, this piece is just hanging out here. That's almost big enough to go on here. It's not very square though. If we do these two pieces, it's almost as big as this piece. So maybe let's try that. This is fun. I like this whole improv thing. You can just kind of play. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it is. But when I just realized, oh, you're just equaling out a shape before sewing it to another shape, then it got a lot easier for me. You know what? I think I'm just gonna, let's just trim that up right the same size. There we go. And this can, it probably won't fit that way, but might fit this way. All right, let's start with sewing these two together. This is a better straight edge. You ready? I mean, if you're doing this, you definitely want a setup a little bit like how I have here, where I have the cutting board right by my sewing machine. I have my rotary cutter here, I have my stack of fabric, and my iron is super close too, because this would not be fun if I had to walk across the room to the sewing machine every single time. That would be, yeah, that'd be just not fun at all. This way I kind of can stay in the same place. I just plop up here, give it a quick press. Let's check this quick. Yeah, I think we're fine. Seeing how my stitching looks. Might be jumping around a little bit. But in general, I think we're good. All right, let's see how that fits with the rest of this. I think it'll be just right for right there. Awesome, let's do that. Okay, let's sew that onto here. And actually, I think this side might actually be a tiny hair bigger. Yeah, there, now it's almost exactly the same. Because I didn't, you know, I'm cutting it by eye, just with the rotary cutter. I'm not using a ruler, so they're not always perfectly square. Or never perfectly square would probably be more accurate. Snip this. With these leaders and enders, I don't have long strings hanging in everywhere. I can just clip them off really quick and press right away, which is nice. Flip that over. Ooh, this is looking fun. And then I'll see what this looks. It's big enough to put on the other piece that we picked originally. Not yet, I don't think. But now we could put our, how about this piece? This might be just the right piece. So this is our equalizer piece. Definitely going quick tonight. This is fun. I still didn't take my walking foot off either, but that's okay. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for coming in tonight, everyone. I probably won't hang out too long tonight. I'll be here for a little longer yet, but I have a lot of packing to do still. So I need to take care of that. Oh, let's do this side too. Actually, this whole side could get cleaned up. Let's do that. There we go. That's a little more square. This one's fun. It's got kind of a tiny bit of an angle there. Ooh, I'm still not long enough. Oh, that ate more of the seam allowance, or the seam allowance ate a little bit more than I thought it would, but I think I'm going to still sew it on, and we will just trim this piece off a little bit. I think that'll work. Get my ender in here. Ooh, picking up all my scraps. Holiday. Snip, snip. All right, let's flip that. I'll flip it to the side, the seam allowance to the side where there's the least amount of sewing on there. Okay, that's a fun piece. Whoa, almost knocked you guys over. There we go. That's pretty neat. I'm liking that. It almost looks like we did a bunch of itty bitty white ones too because of that fabric. It looks like a little window hiding in there. It's kind of fun. All right, this we could almost put together, but I'm not putting them together yet, I said. So, all right, let's trim this piece. Here's easier to trim from the back. There we go. So this piece isn't quite square, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. But that's awfully fun. So 2 pieces. Let's try another one out. Scooch those up. Here's a nice dark color. Here is, that's awfully pretty. Let's do these 2 together. Our pieces are getting smaller and smaller, but we'll combine them with larger pieces. Is there a nick out of here? I'm going to follow that line. And there's a couple nicks of it there, so I'll trim it a little like that. Yeah, a little nick, but I think that'll get sewn in, so I'm not too worried. Ooh, I'm gonna press this just really quick. It's got a little. Oh, I just pressed it worse. Hold on. There we go. Just get that edge flat so it's more rectangular. This we could almost just go sideways right away, but not quite. Trim it up. Let's trim this edge too. It's kind of messy. Oh, nope. I'm heading out tomorrow bright and early, Gina. So I might pop in, but I'm not positive on how that's gonna go. So it'll probably be Monday when I see you guys again. There, let's get this piece in. That should be big enough for the seam allowance. Alrighty. So I get to go back in time on the airplane tomorrow. That's always kind of fun. Too, I think. I do have some brighter fabrics in here still. They're not all these blues. I'll try and grab one of those next for the next one. All right, let's trim that. There, I figured it was easier to trim by flipping it around versus me turning it this way and then trying to cut on this side. This has been kind of difficult, so I can just solve that by flipping it over, then it's always on my right over here, which is easier for me. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, let's get those. Fun. This is just fun. I want to see what other scraps I have that I can just randomly sew together like this. It's like a non-thinking project. You can just, all you have to do is balance one out with another, so you can just kind of grab without thinking and grab another one without thinking. The only constant is that I'm using that same connector fabric. So I'm using that same, that evening out fabric. So that will help pull all these blocks together. Ooh, this one's pretty. There we go. And then the other thing is I'm just doing these trios, picking two fabrics randomly, trimming them to a rectangle randomly, and then evening one out. And so I have like tiny little bits of creativity that during the process, but not too much, which is fun, which keeps it just kind of simple and free flowing. We're doing some improv piecing for a quilt bag. Oh, cool, but cannot do without a ruler. Oh, not for measuring though. Too worried of chopping off my fingers. I know. I am such a stickler for the safety, turning on and off the safety, and I gotta keep my hand out of the way, for sure. But yes, feel free to use a ruler. Definitely want to play it safe. This is a nice big strip. We're gonna use this whole rectangle. How fun though. Let me know, how are you liking it, Linda? Have you done it before? I mean, I haven't done it before, so this is kind of fun for me. You know what, I don't really want to cut it like this because I'm gonna lose too much of this. I'm gonna make two rectangles out of this. We're gonna make one like that, and then the other one can be smaller. There we go. So there, I got one ready to go later. So we'll do this one now. I need to pick another fabric. What did I grab? Grab a whole bunch here. Should we do kitty with this one? I think I like this white. Let's do the white. Oh, you've never done it before. You'd like it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's got a different feel to it when you're doing it. Like it is kind of freeing. And it is kind of non-thinking, which is just, I don't know, which makes it relaxing, right? It makes it so you can just kind of zen out a little bit. Oh my God, I cannot get that little bit off of there. There we go. Sheesh. But yeah, I'm totally relaxed doing this. This would be fun to do a whole quilt like this. All right, let's get my balancing out fabric. I mean, I could do funny things like this too, or, I could balance this one out too. Should we try that? I'll balance, oh gosh, that's just barely anything. But why not? Let's do a super skinny strip. I don't think this one's quite long enough. What else do I got hiding in here? Well, I guess I might have to cut it off with a larger piece, but that's fine. Too big. This has got a weird seam in it again. I'm going to just kind of trim that off and we'll use that piece. Yours are getting bigger, so now you have to think more about how to fit them together. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be the fun part. I'm excited for that part. I'm going to try and figure that out next to Linda. How am I going to fit all these together? Let's just... I know this piece is kind of big for what we're doing, but I think we'll be okay. I know, I'm excited. Oh, we did some of them, like, let me see if I can find one. Some of them we've put together already into some bigger ones. Yeah, like, here's a big one that we did already, just starting to put them together. And we're doing the same thing. We're taking one that we've already done, and like here, we can take one that we've already done and another one that we've already done, put them together somehow, and it's the same thing. Now we have to even it out, right? We got to even it out with another one. So it's just a matter of keeping on doing that. This one's kind of funny. That'd be goofy like that. Stick this one right here. Would be kind of fun, actually. You know what? I think I kind of actually like that better. Should we do this? I think we'll put one together right now. I like this weird checkerboard thing that's almost happening. All right, we're going to put one together and make a bigger one. Just because. Can't imagine doing one as large as yours. Yeah, I'm a little scared about that too, Linda. I mean, I'm going to run out of fabric for sure, of scraps. I mean, so I'm going to have to come up with an alternative on how to fill up the rest of my space. But I'll use the bulk of this up yet, which is kind of nice. I'll have all my teeny tiny scraps left, but I don't know. I might be able to do something fun with that yet. Kind of, I like this idea of getting these guys together. So you can just change your mind in the middle of it and try something else. I like it. Super duper relaxing. I do think, though, that you do need to set yourself some parameters, otherwise it's, I think, would be easy to get lost. The other parameter I have is the fabric. You know, I'm only using fabric that was in my quilt, my Splendid Sampler quilt. But you could pick out a really pretty color palette first, and then pick your fabric that's going to be your like joining fabric. And this is just about. Should we try and match these seams? Maybe we should let's try and nest these seams. I'm going to press this in the other direction. Actually, maybe I'll press that one in the other direction. That'd be kind of funny. Get that blue seam to perfectly match up. Yeah, I should have a lot of fabric for the negative spaces. I mean, this is my fabric, so I have a whole bolt of this, and I also have a whole bolt of this dark blue here that we used for the border. So I could do that thing where I take these two pieces and make a bunch of I could make a bunch of 4 patches or something out of those. But I could do some sort of combo of these for the back to fill in, you know, all the spaces. You know, so we have like here's another. You know, I can just use. I got some big patches of this. I don't know. We'll play with that idea. See where that goes. We can always change our mind. All right, let's sew these sides together, and I'm trying to nest those seams too. All right. I should have enough fabric. There's definitely plenty fabric in the house, so I mean, if this fails, I'm sure I can find a replacement fabric that would work on the back. This lined up. Okay. Here's a slightly larger piece. Let's press it. Press it this way. Set the seam a little bit. There we got a little point matching up. That's kind of fun. See, there we go. Our little perfect point right there. I kind of love that. Look how cool this is looking. Okay, I'm digging this block. We could keep connecting them, really. I mean, this is how these improv quilts are made. Just keeping on, making it bigger and bigger. Oh man, that's kind of fun. Maybe I want to keep connecting them. We could just do that to there, and then this piece. I think let's just keep going. That's fun. We'll make one giant goofy piece tonight. So let's start by, we gotta even this piece out first. So what I'm gonna do, we need to work on this piece. So to even out this with with this, I need to add this guy yet. And then we'll have this piece with this piece, which will probably be about the same height at that point. Okay, so let's start here. That's how I know what order to go in, right? Like I can't sew this to here. I can't sew this to here until it's balanced out, so I have to start here. I can't just, you know, sew this to here and be done. It won't work. That's the part that I thought was going to be difficult, like knowing how to sew one thing to the other, or like how do I know that I won't end up with my piece being too short and that sort of thing. And once you're doing it, it's pretty clear. There's like no question that, oh, well, yeah, obviously this piece is shorter than this piece, so I will have to make it longer. You know what I mean? It seems silly to me now that that's what I was nervous about. This is fun. I'm excited. We're going to get this cool block. This will be about, what is this? It'll be about a little over an 8-inch block made from scraps. I think that's pretty neat. So I think we'll finish up this block and we'll probably call it a night. Then I can continue packing then. All right, let's even this out first. It's kind of like paper piecing where you just go around and around and you have your steps. Like I gotta even this out first before connecting it to the next piece and stuff like that. So I think I liked it with this blue piece over here. We got some weird sloping happening here. Yeah, so I think I might just try and make this a little more square. Maybe I'll even use a ruler. Why not? There we go. That will sew up a little bit better, I think. All right. Let's do these together. And nothing has to be perfect. That's what's so relaxing about this too. I'm just flapping them on the top of each other, sewing them down. Nothing has to match up perfect. Which is totally chilling me out. I'm really enjoying this quite a bit, actually. And just to have things develop like that, we're making this block now, and before we were just making pieces. I think that's just kind of neat. But man, if I had to get up and move to the iron every single time, that would drive me crazy. So I'm happy that I have the iron like right up here. Okay, let's trim that down. Just this little edge here. Oh, I kind of didn't sew that all that well, but that's okay. We'll just do here. So straight up here looks like I might actually end up at an angle a little bit. Yeah. Oops. This is going to be kind of a goofy. Yeah, see? Oh, maybe I did that wrong. Oh no, see, like this is kind of going like this, but this one's going the opposite way, so we're kind of balancing the two out. Oh, this one doesn't look like I trimmed. It's gonna all kind of be at an angle when I'm done. Yeah, this is fun. I'm really liking this too, Carol. All right, let's get those together. Look at this crazy thing. I like it. They don't quite match up, but that's okay. I'll just keep cutting or keep sewing. I don't need perfect seam allowances. Oops, did I just turn that off? Yeah. Yeah, and again, the thing that's kind of tying this together, I mean, one of the things that makes this work is that I'm using that similar connecting fabric. So because each one of these little trios that I made is using that fabric, you know, that's kind of pulling the whole thing together. Oh, this is silly. I kind of like it. All right. Let's press that. Look, we got ourselves like an 8-inch block here. I like it. Look how crazy that is. Yeah, no seams need to match exactly. That's awesome. This one just happened to match, so I went with it because I thought that was kind of funny. But no, everything else, like I like how this is kind of just blending into here, and this just, you know, we got all these weird stair-steppies. That's kind of the fun of this for sure. Silly. Okay, I'm totally loving that. That's all our pieces that we did tonight. We did this one right here, this one, and then we decided to do the big crazy one. So I got this together and there. So I'm just going to trim this quick. But I'm pretty satisfied with that. That is fun. Wacky. And you can do it like whatever way you want. Oh, that's kind of fun. It almost looks like a J. Kind of like it like this. Oh, that's how I started with, wasn't it? Oh no, I started this way. I kind of like it this way. All right, who knows what it'll look like in the quilt, but I'm digging it. This is fun. I'm having a blast. My stack is getting slightly smaller since we began. You know, a few more. Some of these are maybe too small. Like I probably won't make something with that, but we're getting there. I'm getting these used up, and here's my stack of finished ones, so we'll have to start laying those out. I'll definitely start laying these out when I get back. I'm pretty excited. Oh, that one looks so fun yet, too. Look at that piece up in there. These are all made with when I had larger pieces. Now all my pieces are teeny tiny, so we have to put a bunch of teeny tiny pieces together. But fun! I'm having a good time. All right, so I will pick this up again on Monday, I think. We'll do a few more of these. And then I'm going to have to start figuring this out on a larger scale, like how this is going to fit with the quilt. Like, you know, I have some pieces of this, like, you know, this is just a piece. So, I mean, we can start sewing, you know, these pieces to our bigger pieces and see where that goes coming up. So I'm excited to start. We'll actually, I might start actually making decisions, like for real. Like I might lay this all out on the floor and actually decide, oh, this looks better here versus just being totally free for all. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna flip you guys around and we'll call it an evening. Hello. So I don't know. This is just super fun, relaxing. I definitely would like to do a whole quilt like this sometime. Again, I'm getting this from, I think I have it here yet, the Improv handbook for modern quilters. And let me show you the quilt again quick that she did, the entire quilt in this style. Let me see if I can find it. It's right at the beginning. But it's just, here we go. It's so beautiful. So here's a quilt. I don't know if you can see. There we go. Using the same technique, right? So she's putting her trios together. You can tell that she changes her connecting fabric. Like this section up here, her connecting fabric looks like it's maybe this green or this red. And then, you know, maybe it's this blue when she does this section. But in general, she's doing just this trio. Like if you look really close, like here's a trio. We got pink, another pink, and a light pink together, you know? And, you know, you can just kind of pick them out. This one's got a block here and then 3 little ones connected to it. So this exact same thing, balancing all the blocks out, and we get something super crazy and fun. All right, I'm super stoked about this. We'll start laying it out next week, and we gotta get this quilt done. Otherwise, it could be just not done forever. And it's already been a year and a half, so we'll keep going. I'll get this on YouTube now, and at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube is where you can find it. Also, if you search for the Splendid Sampler, one of the videos from my page will most likely come up, and you can find it there. And it will stay on Facebook at Penguin and Fish, &Fish. So thanks again, guys. I might pop in on the weekend sometime. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, I will catch you on Monday. Oh, thanks, Carol. Thanks, Irene. All right. See you guys later. Good night.